Hello, everybody. My name's Isaiah, and today we are going to continue the analysis of Lorne versus Chris. Just before we start, a couple observations I've been making. What's this back here? I've been trying to figure it out. I don't know what it is. It could be like, I think it's a light, a lamp or something, but it kind of looks like some chick from the future with like VR headset on and like a red dress. Yeah, it looks weird. I've never noticed it before. What the fuck? And down here too, I was looking at not Lorne, Chris's feet. It looks like here Chris has his feet on Lorne's leg rest. You can see like an overlap there between Lorne's foot and Chris's. That's like an intimate. That's too intimate for my liking. Very close. Then from this angle, it's not. It looks like it's more behind. So they're not as close as you think, but Lorne's legs are resting on this thing here, and there's like another rest off to the side or something, like another little stool Chris has his feet on. But again, it's just very uncomfortable. You think Lorne would, put that leg rest down, but I think he's just very shocked at the moment, and you kind of lose sensation of all your body limbs, and it's just a mind. And when you get tunnel vision, it's just like tunnel vision. All you see, it's just Chris in front of you, and that's it. Look at the angle of this leg here too. It's really weird. His legs are weird. And just silence, and Lorne just has time to ponder what we just said. Actually, he was pondering condoms, the sexual talk, and the nudes. What does it add up to? That's what Chris left him with. And Lorne's sitting there thinking, and you'd have to be a retard to think otherwise, honestly, because that's the facts. The facts are the facts, and they're irrefutable, in my opinion. They are irrefutable.
First, you seem like the Good Samaritan, the protector. Don't tell me your last name. Don't ever tell anyone from the internet your last name, okay? Okay, why? Because there are some real weirdos on here sometimes, and they might try to go looking for you.
Yeah.
So don't
True, very true.
ever tell them your last name, your address, your phone number, the town you live in, or the school you go to.
And look at his eyes there. They're starting to puff up a bit. I think he might be crying a little bit. Like there's a little line there. I don't know if that's just the quality, but I think he is crying internally. And the biggest debate about this whole pornography thing is Lorne's love for Kayla. Did he love her? Or did he just love the idea of having sex with her? I do not know. And I flip and flop all the time with this pornography stuff, all the time. Like, I've watched some of my old videos and they are just garbage, what I was saying. I think he was just in love with the idea of banging her. Honestly, there is not enough there. There's not enough there. And he's got that love confused with what real love is. You need something more than just K's and text on a screen and a few photos. Yeah, sure enough, like a lot of people in my grandparents' generation, they would send letters to different towns back in Greece and Germany and all that. That's where my that's where I'm descended from. And a lot of my grandparents had never met. They only knew each other through writing letters from because of family friends. They were told of each other, shown photos, and they wrote letters and they fell in love. So in another way, you could say yes, it is possible to fall in love. But I think in this circumstance, I don't think there was enough written by Kayla because a lot of those older generations, they would write long letters with descriptive and like more than just K. They'd have nouns and verbs and adjectives, these different grammatical things that weren't in the chat log. They weren't here, and Lorne there wasn't enough for Lorne to build true love. I honestly don't think. He was just horny and getting it confused with love, in my opinion. But it is Lorne Armstrong.
You're one of those weirdos.
Yes. Yes, that is great. And we didn't have this before the Holy Grail. We did not know that he said this. And everyone, the first moment they read the chat, those first days, that's one of the first things you observe. He's used that manipulative tactic to, I'm your savior, I'm protecting you, and then you use that same threat you identified on the person you're going to perpetrate it on, in this instant, Kayla. Because Kayla's thinking, why would he be a threat if he's told me about that threat? Very manipulative, very smart. I think Lorne knew what he was doing there. He knew what he was doing.
Was that some kind of a ruse to gain her trust?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. So how did it go from, hey, be careful, don't give anybody your last name, to, here's some naked pictures of myself and I'm coming over with condoms?
I don't know.
You don't know.
This is unbelievable how good this is. This is so good.
Well, you must know something. I mean, help me to understand this.
I don't know
why. You don't know.
I even did.
You don't know why you did it.
Blinders go up, ignoring the question, looking around, doesn't want to answer. If he wants to be there, Lorne. He doesn't want to be there, but at the same time, if he didn't want to be there, he would just get up and go. But there's a part of him that wants to be there and wants to find out what's going on. But he just doesn't want to confront these issues, these primary issues. And again, like I said on the last one, to grow, to learn, you got to learn from your mistakes. He never did, because he didn't confront his mistakes. Oh, I thought that dot was on the hat for a second. I'm like, that's never been there before.
Well, I think I know why you did it. You did it because you wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Yes, Chris.
I don't think that.
What?
Well, Chris is going in raw on this guy. No rubber. Listen again.
I don't think that.
No, I don't think that. No.
Well, what?
I don't think that was it.
You don't think it was it? Well, why don't you help me out? Why don't you tell me what it was then?
So now that I know Lorne a lot better than I did when the Holy Grail was first released, Lorne's interpretation of things are always skewed. To the left, to the right, upside down, black and white. They're skewed. He's delusional. This Amanda James story, to me, after all the Ramona calls, everything that's happened, has no weight or bearing. It has... I don't know what to think of it anymore. Because he acts like it was the true love he had, but it might have been just some chick, or some dude. We know Amanda James wasn't real, but I honestly think that she or he did not give Lorne much attention at all. Lorne kind of clinged to her or him and tried to find anything and take that as love from her or him. Yeah, I honestly think Amanda James probably was a scam artist of some skill, but not much skill. It's Lorne we're talking here. And as you'll find very soon, Laurie. Now, that's one thing, like why Mama Gwen would call one of your child Lorne and the other Laurie is beyond me. It's confusing enough. It's confusing enough just why you name your son Lorne, first of all. But imagine having Lorne and Laurie in the house. Lorne, Laurie, it's so hard to differentiate between those names. Stupid work by Mama Gwen. Probably, that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just saying it's quite stupid. There goes my channel. But where was I? Oh yeah, talking about Amanda James. I think Lorne acts like Amanda was a girlfriend for him, but probably just some side scam. It wasn't much for whoever was Amanda James.
So I wasted 5 years of my life on the internet talking to girls that gained my trust.
5 years of his life talking to girls. So that indicates there is more than Amanda James. He's only talked about Amanda James before. Maybe that was the most serious one. And by girls, he means just every day, he talk to a different girl and waste time. He's addicted. He is addicted to the internet. He has a problem. When you grow up your whole life, 30 odd years of your life without internet, 34, 32, 2002, I think he got on the internet, he said. When something's so drastically different and new and technologically advanced comes into your life, you get addicted. I remember when those iPod Touches came out and I could get the internet on my iPod Touch, I was addicted. I still am. I'm addicted to technology bad. I'm on YouTube most days. So to some extent, I'm a bit of a hypocrite calling out Lorne on being addicted to the internet when I am. But he's being caught for doing something wrong. Let's just admit that there. But yeah, freaking, I think he gave the Holy Grail to Ember because he wanted us to see this. Victim Lorne, 5 years. Lorne isn't as dumb as I think. I don't think he could be dumb enough to give her the Holy Grail just for the community's benefit. I think he was going to benefit in some way, and he thought that this part here, because it's up there anyway. He's like, maybe more context will be given to his case if the community will learn about his past. And he thought we were just going to buy it. Just like him, how he buys everything anyone says on the internet. He thought we were going to buy it. We're not as dumb, dude. 5 years on the internet chatting, like what? Do you expect us to think every day you're being like, oh, poor Lorne, getting sucked in online? Too bad, man. Grow up. Get off the addiction. Get off the internet. It's a problem.
And she seemed like somebody I could trust.
You could trust. So when you say you spent 5 years on the internet, what, getting taken advantage of by women? In what way?
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I can guarantee you, Lorne was probably being pursuing more than the other one, being more pursuing. And catfishing isn't the best thing to do. Ramona's case may be kind of different, although it is still catfishing, so it's probably not completely good, but it is Lorne, so it could be justified. But in general, catfishing, yeah, you are being taken advantage of. But Lorne was out there going hard for pussy. He definitely was. So he is somewhat to blame for this, putting himself in that position. Get off the internet. Honestly, all these people that get catfish, you just got to get off.
In every way.
For instance.
In every way he's being abused, that he reckons. It's mentally. What other ways can there be abused? So he's being scammed. Like he only sent Dale Earnhardt stuff. That poor scammer. How long did that poor scammer, who was Amanda James, spend talking to Lorne? I don't think Lorne sent money. He just mentions that Dale Earnhardt memorabilia. What's that worth? Like fucking $40, $100. I don't know. Less probably. It's because it's Lorne's. He probably didn't take care of it. That poor scammer, man. I actually feel sorry for the scammer. Adam wouldn't like to hear that, but he probably put all his hours into talking to Lorne Armstrong, seeing his penis on webcam and all this shit, and all that scammer gets is Dale Earnhardt gear. Fuck it out.
I was over in Washington State. That's when I started going on the internet.
When you lived in Washington State, you started going on the internet, and what happened?
I met a girl, and she said her name was Amanda James, and she told me that her daughter was her niece, that she was.
I think that that's some kind of role play that Lorne initiated. There's too many nieces here for it to not be a coincidence. Lorne's nieces, Amanda James' nieces. Coincidences exist, and they're actually quite common. Vsauce has a really good video on coincidences and the mathematics behind them, but I just feel like this isn't a coincidence. I feel like if Amanda James was real or if Amanda James was a scammer, which would probably be more probable, you're gonna suck. If Lorne has like a niece fetish, and you're a scammer, you're going to say, oh yeah, my daughter's a niece. Or you're going to lie and say, I have a niece. You know what I mean? It's going to get Lorne more interested. And I think Lorne does have an interest in nieces. Um, Maybe not his own nieces. I can't determine that, although he's a sex offender, so it's you can't say it's impossible. But I think this whole niece thing, Amanda James saw and said, I could use this to my advantage to lure in Lorne more. And then it could go the other way. Lorne could have said, let's role play, pretend your daughter's your niece, and yeah, it makes it less awkward for when what could have Lorne wanted maybe? Could he have proposed a threesome? That'd be fucking disgusting. Maybe in his mind it's less disgusting if it's with a niece of the woman instead of the daughter of the woman. Again, this is pretty dark territory we're heading into, very speculative. Lorne, yeah, I don't know.
Watching her niece. Well, she was actually had custody of her niece.
No eye contact with Chris. Very submissive, cannot even look at him. He's scared shitless.
And then,
3 years later, I moved back to Maine just to be closer to her because she lived in Pennsylvania. I didn't date anyone. I didn't see anyone.
So it's been 3 years. He'd been with her. As he was about to say, he didn't date anyone or see anyone, so he was controlled by her. And that's kind of what this Kayla thing has amounted to. He wanted the control for once. He loves control, and you can see he may think he was controlling Amanda, because at some points he thought he was controlling Ramona. You know, with the whole doctor thing, you can't talk to the doctor, don't talk to him. And he thought, yes, she's not going to talk to him, I'm controlling her here. But in actual fact, it's reversed, and Lorne's the one being controlled.
Anyone because of her.
all right, so what happened?
I got back to Maine and I was talking to her on the phone, and she, my sister wanted to say hi to her, and my sister had been on the internet for a couple of years, and she was.
He acts as though, okay, so he acts like you have to have internet experience to know like what a troll is. And in some facts, possibly you do. You might need to be versed in internet and internet talk. But he just treats the internet more than what it is. It's honestly, it's not like the internet isn't tangible, like I've said a million times. It's something that's utilized by you and it's for you and it's all these people connected. It's not any different to, like, it is different to real life, but it's just like, yeah, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. Just go back, have what somebody said here about Laurie.
My sister wanted to say hi to her, and my sister had been on the internet for a couple of years, and she was able to read people pretty good.
So because she'd been on the internet for a couple of years, he thought, okay, jump on. You've got experience. Let's see what you know. Lorne, he thinks too that he's come out of jail with that still same knowledge that the internet's an evil thing. It's a bad thing. It's almost like the wilderness for him, I think. Like, even when he's on YouTube, he's kind of uncomfortable. He's doing these cooking shows, trying to crack jokes, trying hard. Like, he actually tries, I think, in those cooking videos and those talking videos. A couple of times he deleted videos and re-uploaded them because he wasn't happy with them. It's like walking into the wilderness, I think, for him. There's forests near where I live, jungles. You walk 100 meters in, less. If you walk 10 meters in and walk back the exact same line you think you did, you're out. You'll come back out of the forest at a different spot. It eats you alive, the forest. The wilderness is a scary thing. And Lorne cannot find his way around the internet just like the wilderness. He can, like, go in a little bit, but he's too scared to delve deeper. He's too scared to learn more about the internet. And, he translates that to Laurie here. He thinks that Laurie has a little bit of experience, but, she's not as versed as well. But as you can see, she finds out quite quickly that Amanda is fake. Have a look.
And what happened?
And she got on the phone with her, and she, after she got off the phone, she was only on the phone with her for about 2 minutes, and she got off the phone with her and told me that she wasn't real.
She wasn't real.
So what does that mean? So first of all, there's a few things it means. One, it means Lorne, as we know, is very easy to catfish, very out of sync with his communication skills and active listening skills. He cannot pick up those cues that someone will be fake or real, or, he cannot see that. Now, Laurie might have just straight up said, like, I'm going to have the police come to your house, tell me who you are, and maybe Amanda admitted that I'm not real. Or maybe Laurie did just have a general conversation with her and deduce from that Amanda wasn't real. I don't know. But one thing's for certain, Laurie is definitely smarter than Lorne to some extent. And when Lorne says Amanda's not real, it's almost like he acts like she's not a person. Like she's just code over the internet, just an imaginary being who's now gone. He doesn't say it was a he. He doesn't say it was a guy trying to scam. He doesn't say that it was a girl trying to scam. He doesn't say that it was just some kids playing a prank. He just said it wasn't real, wasn't there. I'd be very interested to know who this Amanda James is. And this Amanda James, you'd think maybe she'd check up who Lorne Armstrong is on Google. Like, 3 years you spent catfishing this person. So hopefully, like, I would love if Amanda was in this community. It'd be amazing. Imagine all the content. And that's the next stage of Lorneography. I don't think Lorne's coming back. But if there was this whole new Amanda James, imagine if she had all the chat logs saved, there'd be a whole New Testament. It'd be like the New Testament of the Bible, the new Lorneography, Amanda James Gospels. It would be insane.
She told me she was lying to me, and she'd been lying to me all along.
Did you ever meet this woman? Did you send her money?
Oh, wait.
Money, I sent her
He did send her money, okay.
all kinds of Dale Earnhardt things.
Dale Earnhardt things.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. things. She was Dale.
The race car driver.
Yeah.
Okay, so that changes things up. He did send her money. I don't know why I thought he didn't. I haven't seen it for a while. So yeah, she got the better of him. Damn, Lorne.
And so, because you got taken advantage by a couple of women on the internet, you thought it was okay to take advantage of a 13-year-old girl on the internet.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I'm very happy that you talked to me before talking to anyone.
That might be how he justifies it to some extent. I've been hurt. I've been catfished. Maybe that's how he learned to catfish. Maybe Amanda James, after that whole incident, he learned, look, how easy was that to lie? How easy was it to just manipulate me for 3 years, get money out of me? Maybe I could do it to someone else. Lorne was scammed. Maybe Lorne learned from this experience, how easy is it to scam? I could scam some old couple, Drangamenko, to get money from them. Lorne may have, after being scammed yourself, may feel I owe it to the world to scam back and get that money. There's a lot of people like that. Like I was said in another video once, I've got a mate who's African, and like there are people who are sometimes racist to him, and like he's like racist too, like especially like European countries. Just because he thinks, oh, they're racist to me, I'm just gonna be racist back. Like exactly the same kind of thing, kind of.
Else though, this way you'll be safe.
That's what I meant too. I don't know how.
You don't know how what?
I don't know how it'll lead to this.
Well, here, let me take you down the road.
I'm gonna go back over that.
This
I
way
missed
you'll
it.
be going else though. To me before before talking to anyone else, though. Very happy that you talk to me before talking to anyone else, though. This way, you'll be safe.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant, too.
You don't know what.
Yeah, very safe in Lorne's girthy arms, seriously.
I don't know how it lead to this.
Well, here, let me take you down the road. This is how it went. You started with this.
What do you mean you don't know how it could lead to this? You initiated pretty much everything, Lorne. Kayla just sat back as a passenger and abided by everything you said. It was all Lorne. You wanted to meet up. You wanted to do this. You wanted to send nudes. You wanted to expose her to vulgar language. You wanted to expose her to the female and male anatomy. It was all you. You led it to this, you bastard. He's fucked. He's out of his mind at the moment. He's nowhere.
So this is as thick as a telephone book. You started chatting with her when? Last month? So you've been chatting with this young woman for a month.
Chris Hansen's even shocked, isn't he? And you don't see Chris Hansen that shocked. John Connelly was quite shocking. But this is a month. It's insane how much he chatted. Look at that. It's paper among paper. How many trees? That's one negative thing that's come from this. How many trees had to be killed for this scumbag's chat log to be printed? It's just terrible. The electricity lighting this room right now for this scumbag. Man, it's good we caught him. So it was put to some use, I guess.
And so it starts with you being the protective older brother type. Flip through dozens and dozens of pages here. Ultimately, it builds into a very sexually explicit conversation, right?
Quite quickly too. The first day there is sexual talk. I can't remember what it is exactly, but there are feelings of love flown around and sexual things. Definitely on the second day too. It doesn't build up as slow as kind of Chris is making out here. He's flipping through pages and pages. It builds up fast and then lineates from then on in.
I wish I were sticking it in you right now.
Yeah. Look at him. He's cover in the face.
You tell her to delete her archives after we stop talking again, okay? Why?
And obviously by now does he still think it's Dr. Moore? Did anyone ask him? Did he realize it was Chris Hansen? Did he realize it was a sting? Because he may be just sitting here and taking it all in the hope that Dr. Moore will think he's rehabilitated and send him on his way. That's probably one of the reasons why Lorne could be sitting here still. The other one is he might think he's under arrest, even though they didn't arrest him at this moment. But he could think he's some sort of therapist. Fucking therapist, some shit. I don't know.
You want her to delete her archives? Help me out.
I didn't want
to get in trouble.
I didn't want her to get in trouble by her parents.
Oh, and that's not even a hard thing to come up with on the spot. It's a simple predator excuse, isn't it? Didn't want her to get in trouble. Look at me protecting her from her parents. That's actually a completely flawed argument because you're assuming that her parents finding out will get her in trouble. And parents will be upset at their child, but they'll be more relieved that they found this. Let's be honest here. The parents will be like, "What are you doing?" They'll get upset, but at the end of the day, they're going to be hugging their child, crying, say, "I'm so happy we found this. Don't do this ever again," and they will then go on to educate their child. They'll probably be very relieved that they caught onto it. So it's not even really an argument to consider that the parents would get angry. Let's be honest here. Like, if I walked in on my 12-year-old daughter or something doing that, like I'll get annoyed and upset, but not at her. She might think it might be at her, but it won't be at her. It would be at the scumbag manipulating her. So he's got it back to front there, and he's thinking here that what they're doing, the parent, would get angry at her side of it. But no, it's all of Lorne's side. You get angry at adults. He's acting like she's an adult again here in this situation. She doesn't know what she's doing, Lorne. If it is a female of underage, she doesn't know what she's doing.
This goes on and on and on.
It's huge, isn't it? Imagine that everything you've said, and now look at that face. He's such a girl. Did no other predators really started crying this much? Like they started panicking. I think Michael Patterson cried, but he had a taser freaking electrocuting him. So I think that's warranted, possibly. There was that Nickelodeon guy who ran outside, started crying potentially. Who else? There was like that Timmons guy who fucking passed away. But look at Lorne, he's just crying. He's an emotionally unstable guy. Look at that face. Look at it. You just can't stop looking at it. Look at his ears. They're offset. His ears. What's he thinking now? He could be thinking now, everything I've said wasn't even to a real person again.
Do you think naughty thoughts about me before you go to sleep? You talk about getting married to her. Getting married. She's 13. Huh?
When she was 18.
Whoa. What do you mean she's 18?
So I meant when she was 18.
Well, you were going to marry her when she turned 18.
Not Lorne. Chris really wanted him though to say 18 because Chris would have gone in hard and raw with no rubber then. He was going, no, look here, 13, says 13, but no, Chris misheard him there. But how old is she? So she's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 5 years. So he thinks he's going to wait 5 years with Kayla. And a child's mind grows so much. Those are like the probably biggest 5 years of a person's life in terms of changes in physical appearance, the body, the mind. You mature parts of your brain, certain hormones release. Kayla could have had a numerous amount of changes, and Lorne might have waited that whole time. Imagine if he waited all the way up to 18, and Kayla's like, "Oh no, I've got a new boyfriend. Like this new guy called Derek. We talked about him 5 years ago, but yeah, Derek. He's looking pretty cute these days. And Lorne, you got a few grey hairs coming in. I think me and Derek are gonna get it on, maybe. Like, sorry, Lorne. Oh man, imagine that. 40. How old would Lorne have been? 30. He's 37 now. So he would have been 42. Yeah, so he would have been 42 when he married an 18-year-old girl. In Lorne's mind. Imagine that wedding. It'd be fucked.
But you're just going to have sex with her from the ages of 13 to 18 then?
Yes, that's a lie. So, does Chris call him out on that?
Are you excited about me or my penis?
Chris should have called him out there because he's saying no, he wasn't going to have sex with her from 13 to 18. He most definitely was, and he says it so many times. That's all he talks about. Are you telling me that this guy here, talks about penis in vagina like all day and shows his cock all day? He says to her when she comes back to his house, they're going to sit in the bath and fuck. He most definitely was going to have sex with her. He can lie all he wants. Maybe he's forgotten that he said all this shit. Is it that possible? Maybe when his dad kicked him in the head, which he probably did, maybe then, like, he lost some brain cells or something when he was a kid. That's all I can think of. Because he's either lying or he's actually forgotten. And surely he hasn't forgotten. He was coming here with condoms. He went and bought condoms. Those things don't not get her pregnant. There's no point even really debating this. It's just a guy who doesn't want to get in trouble at the end of the day.
bring anything else with you tonight?
No.
Like what?
Like anything?
No.
Food, alcohol?
No.
I wasn't bringing any pizza.
So just the bracelet and the condoms. Nothing else. What do you think ought to happen to you? Oh, here's a good one. Is Miss Vagina thinking about Mr. Penis? What is she thinking?
Is he crying because he's embarrassed, or is he crying because he's upset that he's not getting laid? Is he crying because Kayla's not real and he's broken his heart? What's going on? Like, I wonder why he's crying. I think he's just embarrassed. Look at his face.
What's up with that? What do you think ought to happen to you? Help me out.
Let's see. What's he gonna say?
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet.
You should go to counseling and get off.
Yes. Great.
Did you ever say to yourself, hey man, I got a problem here?
No, because I never thought I did.
You never thought you did.
You know, and technically, he did get off the internet. He went to jail for 5 years. No internet for 5 years. You've got an addict going to jail. That's probably, it's not the best way to get rid of an addiction, but it's probably the most effective way because there is no way he's getting internet in jail. So, counseling to get off the internet, yeah, well, he went to jail. When he got out of jail, he didn't do counseling. He should have done it maybe, but there were a couple years he was out of jail. Wait, so 2007, 2013, he got out. When was he contacted? Like end of 15? No, it was about middle of 16 maybe. Start of 16, end of 15. So he was out for a couple of years. Was he on the internet in those couple of years? He was kind of those sex offender classes things, but yeah, I don't know. I always loved that story Ember told Andrew Burkett and Adam, that in the sex offender classes, Lorne would be sitting there and they'd be making fun of him and quoting the no, they weren't quoting the rule, like they were quoting Andrew Burkett videos. Apparently they played them in the sex offender class and laugh. A bit of banter between the boys. I don't think they were bullying him. Well, that's what Lorne said to Ember, but that's hilarious, isn't it? That is fucking hilarious.
Does this incident make you think that perhaps you have a problem? What are you going to do about it?
I can do some things I can't do that. Oh my God.
Oh God, I can't do this.
Well, do you ever watch television much? You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC? Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on it.
Wonderful.
Now you're free to walk out of this house right now.
Put the hat down.
If there's anything else you want to say, now would be the
Because
time.
they haven't been filming this whole time. They've just started filming now. None of this is on footage, so yeah, hide your face, mate. Oh, Chris, it's done for the night. Go home to the wife. Actually, no, probably go home to the other chick. He's banging someone else apparently.
Sheriff's office down!
Oh, sorry guys, beware. Look, Dale runs out. Oh, you can see this guy here. Wait, go back a bit. Watch him get arrested. You can see a bit. Wait, go back a little bit. I want to see if I can see this. Because I was watching this screen down here. So he opens the door. He shuts it.
Sheriff's office down!
Look at this guy here, right? Yeah, he's got a gun on him. Oh, that's great. Oh, there we go, guys. I've done it for you. That's it. And look at Lorne there. Oh, all done, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And you'll probably have to settle for my content while Andrew Burgett's channel's going. I saw on the live stream, though, today that he's still got a lot of his videos. He might be uploading them to a new channel in future. But until then, guys, you're stuck with my content. Nah, my content is nothing compared to that. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.